For most people, it's a bucket list drive. But if you come unprepared, it's a trap. I took a 10,000-pound heavy-duty camper van into the heart of Alaska to test it against the washboard, the June blizzards, and the crushing isolation. Everything went wrong. The suspension screamed, the weather turned violent, and the silence was deafening. This is the complete, uncut story of surviving the Denali Highway.
Make sure your car is in good shape before you do a trip like this. You do not want to have a breakdown out here. It would be inconvenient at best, and depending on the weather conditions, possibly deadly.
Everyone says the Denali Highway is the most beautiful drive in Alaska. But what they don't tell you is that this road is a graveyard for heavy-duty suspensions.
I pulled over on the Denali Highway because I've got something rattling in the front, and it's really obnoxious on this dirt road, and I've listened to it for hours and hours now.
It is 133 miles of washboard, razor-sharp shale, and potholes the size of truck tires.
We're going all over the road here trying to dodge these potholes. If you hit one of these potholes going too fast, you can and will damage your car or blow a tire out here. We're probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours away from the nearest mechanic, and I doubt that mechanic's going to have the tire you need, so you're probably a day away from getting a replacement tire if you don't have a tire with you if you come out here.
I brought a 10,000-pound heavy-duty camper van built for war to test it end to end.
June 4th, Alaska. If the snow is this deep in June, imagine what it's like in February.
I thought I was over-prepared, but at mile 40, I heard a sound that made me sick. The drive starts at Paxson, mile marker 1.
We're still on pavement right now. We're coming in from the Paxson end, so this should be at about mile marker 5 coming up.
For the first 20 miles, it's smooth sailing. You're looking at the Gulkana River thinking, this is easy. But then, the pavement dies, and the Denali washboard begins. We hit the first major climb at mile 8. Most rental RVs turn back here, but we pushed west.
We're at mile 10, and here's another pull-off. It's cold on this end right now. We're a bit of high altitude on this end. As you can see, there's no trees. No trees at all. That means we're above the tree line, which means extreme weather on this end. You can see the wind's blowing heavily. We left the Paxson end this morning, and I believe we are right here at mile 13. And we have all of this way to go. That's our goal for tonight, and then the next day we'll head on out. Campgrounds on this highway will not likely have any services for you. There's no plug-ins, there's no water, and there's definitely no sewer dumps. And as we progress, the road gets increasingly rough.
If you've never driven a 5-ton vehicle on Alaskan washboard, you can't understand the violence. It's not just bumping, it is a harmonic vibration that tries to unscrew every bolt in your chassis.
This is mile marker 44 on the Denali Highway, and the sign that tells you you're 90 miles from Cantwell.
By mile 40, we are deep in the no-return zone. No cell service, no gas stations for 100 miles, and suddenly, the noise started. You're probably thinking, it's just a loose cabinet. But when you drive heavy machinery in the bush, your ear is tuned to the death rattle. This sounded like front-end suspension. Maybe a sway bar link snapped, maybe a strut mount failed. Every mile became a torture test. But the noise wasn't the only threat.
We've gotten out of the snow and the driving rain.
The road plays a different game. It's called the soft shoulder. It's raining, the clay is slick, and look at this edge. One moment of distraction looking at a moose, and you are down that ravine.
This is at roughly mile marker 55 on the Denali Highway if you're coming in from Paxson.
I couldn't take the noise anymore. I pulled over, I grabbed the gloves. I needed to know if my suspension was shot. I checked the tie rods, solid. I checked the shocks, solid.
Okay, so according to this, we are perfectly level right here. This is our campsite for tonight at Clearwater Creek on the Denali Highway. I'm alone out here. We are a solid hour to the nearest gas station, 2 hours to any sort of, medical help. I think about 4 hours away, 4 to 5 hours away from the nearest Walmart, McDonald's, anything like that. This is still one of those places where you can get away from it all. All right, it's pouring down rain out here and it's cold. Gonna go inside and set up camp.
Without the warmth of a camper van, the night would be deadly. Fortunately, I can stay dry and warm through the night.
And this is about mile marker 107 on the Denali Highway. This is called Seattle Creek.
But the rumbling continues.
I think I know what it is. I think we can solve it.
And then I found the culprit.
The rattling sound I hear, I think, is this. I think I need to tighten up this winch cable.
It wasn't the axle. It was the winch hook rattling against the fair lead.
I have to pull this off and then connect the power cord to it and tighten it up.
A loose cable. That's it. On the Denali Highway, a $5 loose cable sounds exactly like a $5,000 suspension failure.
Check this out. This is our brand new worn Zeon, Z-E-O-N 12S. It's a 12,000 pound winch. Let's see if we can tighten it up. So, oh yeah. That's a lot tighter. That's all it took. I need to punch some holes in here. I've got water collecting in here, and that is no good. But I think we solved the problem. At least I hope we have. All right, it's raining out here. I'm ready to go back inside. Let's put this away.
The mechanical crisis was averted. The rig was solid. But on the Denali Highway, you don't get to celebrate. Because while I was focused on the suspension, I wasn't watching the sky. The temperature dropped 20 degrees in an hour. And the summer trip was over.
Is the McLaren Summit. And we're in the middle of a snowstorm.
The calendar said June 4th. The map said summer vacation.
That's our goal for tonight, and then the next day we'll head on out.
But the thermometer said something very different.
If the snow is this deep in June, imagine what it's like in February.
Most people quit Alaska right here. They come for the Instagram dream of endless sunsets and t-shirt fishing. But at mile 37 of the Denali Highway, we hit the June lie. Blowing snow, frozen rain, and a temperature drop that turns a camping trip into a survival test.
And then over to Clearwater Creek for some more camping tonight. But it's slow going today because of this weather. Oh, it's cold out there. This is mile marker 44 on the Denali Highway, and a sign that tells you you're 90 miles from Cantwell.
This is why you don't pack for the season you want. You pack for the season that's trying to kill you.
Small fishing rods for grayling, and then no more gear bag full of waders, wading boots, bibs, and other fishing things. Goes in here. These are called Max Tracks. You can see it's a traction pad, goes all the way down to here. And if I get stuck, if I slide off the road, or if I get some really muddy conditions, I stop and I put these under my tires, and it gives me traction to get out of a mud hole. And it saved me once this winter.
The highway starts at 2,000 feet. Down here, it looks like spring. But as we climb to McLaren Summit, the trap snaps shut. We cross the tree line.
And as you can see, most of the highway is just rolling hills with a lot of heavy brush. And in this area, not many trees because we are above the tree line in terms of temperatures. Trees can't survive up here in the winter. And trust me, the winter is brutal here. We're talking long months of sub-zero and darkness. And to be honest, I don't know how much of anything survives.
There are no trees here to block the wind. There is no shelter. Just a 10,000-pound van acting as a sail against a frozen headwind.
We are making our way west down the Denali Highway. We started in Paxson this morning at the easternmost point of the Denali Highway at milepost 1.
If you are watching this in Florida or Texas, this looks like January. But this is June, and this is the reality check that sends most tourists running back to the pavement.
So we're going to take our time going down this summit road. As you can see, it's really full of potholes. I do not want to bust a tire out here or break something, especially not in this weather. We're making our way back down to Clearwater Creek this evening to do some more camping and some more grayling fishing.
My plan was simple: catch grayling for dinner.
It's raining. It's very cold out here. It's probably in the upper 30s. It's windy, it's yucky, and the fish aren't biting, and they're just making me angry.
You're probably thinking, just tough it out. Get the fish.
I've been doing some fishing, but I'm failing at it. Wonder if we can see fish from up here. I'm fishing down on this river. I've only hooked one. I brought him to the bank, and I didn't get him to the shore to show you.
I plan to pull dinner out of this creek, but standing in 38-degree rain with a 40-mile-per-hour wind chill doesn't just ruin a fishing trip, it destroys your fine motor skills. Within 20 minutes, my hands stopped working.
It's rainy, it's cold, it's blowing sideways right now, but it makes it hard to stand out here and fish. Here's a tip from the backcountry of Alaska that I'm learning the hard way right now is whatever you think the weather is, pack for one season less than that. Meaning one season colder in terms of temperatures. Always pack a heavy rain jacket. Always pack warmer socks and a warmer cap, gloves. Always. Rubber boots, I also forgot. Rookie mistake.
If I relied on this river to feed me tonight, I would starve.
All right, it's pouring down rain out here and it's cold. Gonna go inside and set up camp.
I retreated to the only safety I had, the life pod. This is where the heavy build pays off. Outside, it is a hypothermic car wash. Inside, it is 70 degrees and dry.
I've got my insulating blanket that shuts off the driver's compartment, keeps all the heat back in here tonight. It's gonna be we're in Alaska, and even though it's June, it was snowing today, so we definitely want to insulate. This blue blanket that I put here with these snaps has worked really well. And then my blinds do a pretty good job in insulating. Eventually I want to get some insulating curtains for this, made out of this stuff that seal out. But for now, this has worked quite well.
I'm really hungry, so I just shut the van down. I'm going straight to dinner. What I have in here is, in this little freezer, I have a pre-prepared meal.
I didn't have a campfire. I microwaved a frozen dinner and listened to the wind scream outside.
And one of the beauties of having a camper van is this little gadget.
This isn't glamorous, but survival isn't about glamour. It's about BTU management. My insulation held the heat. My heater beat the freeze. And that $4 frozen meal tasted like victory. And then, Alaska flipped the switch again. The next morning, blue skies, sunshine. This is the Alaska paradox.
Had a really great night's sleep with the rain falling and the sound of that river roaring outside. This is why we camp in the backcountry in Alaska. And I had a wonderful time. But I'm tired and I'm ready to go home. I miss my wife. I miss my bed. And we have a lot of work to do at home. It's summertime in Alaska, and that means endless projects on our wannabe homestead. Firewood cutting is one, garden growing, house repairs, and many other things. And so it's time to get after it. We're headed home for that. And then after that, I'm flying out to Dutch Harbor, which is out 1,000 miles from Anchorage on the Aleutian Chain, little island in the middle of nowhere.
It punishes you for 24 hours just to see if you'll quit. If you turn around at the first sign of snow, you miss this. The views at mile 124 are world class, but you have to earn them. You pay for the beauty with your comfort.
Well, as the luck would have it, what do you see? Something we haven't seen in this entire trip. Sunshine, blue sky, no rain. Of course we're going home today. Of course. Typical Alaska.
This is a really great view of the Denali Highway. This is the Parks Highway here. This is the Denali Highway here. And it says we are here. This is the end of our road today. Mile 133, mile 134. We came from way over here.
We survived the June blizzard, but as we pushed toward the end of the 133 miles, a new problem set in. We hadn't seen a human in hours. With the sun finally out, you'd think the anxiety would vanish. But deep into day 2, a new reality sets in. The weather was fine, the truck was fine, but the math was getting scary. 133 miles, 0 gas stations, 0 cell towers, and I haven't seen another human being in 4 hours. People dream of escaping the rat race. They want the silence. But when you are actually out here, the silence isn't peaceful, it's heavy. This is the no return zone of the Denali Highway.
We are crossing mile marker 56 right now.
I shut the engine off to hike this ridge, and the first thing that hits you isn't the view, it's the quiet. In the city, silence is a luxury. Out here, silence is a threat.
I'm alone out here. We are a solid hour to the nearest gas station, 2 hours to any sort of, medical help.
That is the price of admission for this kind of freedom.
And I admit, it's intimidating when you're alone out here. This is some big country and it's wild. And if you could walk 100 feet that way and disappear.
By mile 85, the math starts to weigh on you.
We're in the foothills of the Alaska mountain range.
Anchorage is 4 hours south, Fairbanks is 4 hours north, and right here, nothing.
It's such a wild place. It's so massive. What you're looking at right there, that is the beautiful and majestic Alaska range. And the mountain peaks go way up into the clouds, but you just can't see them right now.
You stand at one of these overlooks with binoculars, and at first, it looks empty. But if you stand here long enough,
things start to move. And you spot a moose over here, caribou over here, bear walking around in there. You never know what you'll see.
It is a beautiful view, but it is a terrifying reminder that we are at the bottom of the food chain out here. And as the sun starts going down, the logistical reality of that takes over.
I drove for 2.5 hours today down this highway, and I'm still in the middle of nowhere.
This is where the romantic idea of van life dies, and the logistical reality takes over.
We finally got out of the wind and the rain and the snow and the frozen precipitation. And there are no more lodges. All of the lodges seem to be on that end of Denali Highway. And so for the next 50 miles, there's pretty much nothing out here except some pull-offs. It's quite a ride out here. It's quite a long way.
My Starlink is my only lifeline. Out here, a mechanical failure isn't an inconvenience. It is an emergency. When the temperature drops, this metal box goes from a camper to a freezer.
It's road tar, it's mud, it's gravel, and who knows what else.
You don't just wait for a tow truck in the no return zone. You fix it, or you freeze. We pulled over at mile 112 to camp. The views are world class, but you sleep with one eye open because while there are no humans, we are definitely not alone.
That is a mama moose and her baby. And I want to do the windshield wiper, but I don't want to scare her.
The Denali Highway is an ancient migration corridor. Moose, caribou, grizzly bears, they own this road. We are just renting it. You see the sign of them everywhere. Fresh tracks, fresh browse.
Whoa. These are called moose pellets. There's a bunch of it and it's very fresh.
1 year ago this week, Dawn and I were camped in this very spot, and there was a nice, big, pretty moose that came out of these bushes. And I guess it's still around.
It reminds you that you are soft.
Oh, it's cold out there.
You need a heater and a metal box to survive the night. They just lie down in the snow. That realization changes how you sleep. You lock the doors, you check the perimeter, because out here, 911 is just a number on a phone that has no signal.
That's a mama moose and a baby. Oh, that's a brand new baby. Okay, so I don't want to scare her. So I'm afraid to move too much. We're gonna stay real still.
People pay thousands of dollars for guided tours just to see this. But sitting right here, just a few yards away, you realize how fragile you are. That is 1,000 pounds of pure protective instinct. One wrong move, one loud noise from this van, and she will crush through glass and metal to protect that baby.
We're way too close to her right now. If you saw, she put her ears down and looked at me to let me know, stay away. Mama moose can be a very dangerous creature in Alaska, and I want to give her space. But I don't want to crank my van just yet. I don't want to startle her. That little baby is brand new, probably 1 or 2 weeks old. And they're moving down the creek bed now. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see her, but she is down there. Oh, she disappeared again. It's amazing how quickly they can disappear in this stuff. She is somewhere right there in the center of the stream at the bottom of the hill. I can hear her moving around in there, but I can't. Oh, there she is right there. We'll try to zoom in on her. Hello, Mama Moose. Yeah, now you can clearly see her. And she's got that baby stashed away somewhere. Okay, let's leave her be. We'll get down the road.
Mile 133, Cantwell. The gravel turns back to blacktop, and suddenly the vibration stops.
I can tell you it's very nice to be on smooth pavement again after the last 3 days and 268 miles, I guess, of rough gravel roads, muddy and otherwise.
The fuel pump clicks. The credit card reader beeps. We are back on the grid. And I have to admit, there is a sense of relief. That is the paradox of the Denali Highway. We spend our whole lives trying to escape the modern world. But after 3 days in the no return zone, the modern world feels pretty good.
All right, here we are, Cantwell gas station. It's time to get some fuel.
We made it. The rig survived. I survived. But the Denali Highway taught me the lesson it teaches everyone who dares to drive it. Alaska is beautiful, but it is indifferent. It does not care if you have a flat tire. It does not care if you freeze. You have to bring your own heat. You have to bring your own rescue. And if you can do that, it is the greatest drive on earth.